Hello, my name is Chakapat. Today I will expand about error detection program. For the first method of the error detection program is a 2D parity gen method. This method generates 2D parity array from the input data, that is a data word, that is a string array, and word size and number of words as a integer. And first, it initializes a Boolean array based on the input data and calculate the parity bit for each row and column. For each row and column, number is a row and the word size will be a column. This is a method for calculate the parity bit. And then after we get the parity bit from this, we will get the parity bit as a Boolean array, and we will convert it to integer to the array. And after we get the integer to the array, we convert it to string array for the final result. That is the final result of this method. And next is a 2D parity check method. This is method for error, check error in the provide code. It calculates row and column parity and compare them with the provide parity bit. This is a method that used for check row and column. This is for loop for check row and this for loop for check column. And after we check it, we will print the result of error check as a syndrome. And if it error, it will print the row and column of error. But if it not error, it will show the no error detect. Next is a flip bit method. This method is a flip a single bit in the provide to the array at the specific row and column. And the next is a random data. The random data method. The method will randomly select a bit in the provide array and flip it. And the next is a display check data, correct data. This method display the result of running correct data to the parity check system. It generates the parity array for each input for perform the parity check and display the result. And next is the display check incorrect data. This method display the result of running incorrect data through the parity system. It introduces error by flipping random bit and then perform the parity checks and display the result. In the main method, the method defines a list of input data displayed in the result of the both correct data and incorrect data to the parity check system. And this is the output of this program after input 10 input. This is a 10 case of correct data. It knows the error detect. And after we random flip that data, we will get the incorrect case that data and it will detect the error and show row and column of data detect.
Next is the function called the cyclic redundancy check. So this is the method to detect the error. There are several functions that related to this method. First is the XOR function. It's still the XOR logics, like the similar value is will return zeros and the different value will return one. And then is the mod to diff function. It will receive the two variables, is the dividends and also the divisor. Sorry, like this. And it will continue like the long divisions, but use the XOR logics. And then it will receive the remainder like this check word. Yeah. And then is the create divisor, because there are the several CRC type when we input. So you can input the CRC type and this function will generate the the divisor follow the polynomials of the CRC type of this. And then the call function is called CRC generations. So these functions will receive the data word site, and then the CRC type. So when you want to use it, you can use your data word that you want to send, and then it will generate like the length of the data word, like the word site. And after that is a ERC type that you want it to be the divisor. First of all, it will check first if the word size is more than 48. It will return null and out of these functions. But it's not. If it's not, it's like it will create a divisor first and then append the data by the zeros. The quantity of the zero is depend on the divisor -1, and then modulo the appended data, which means the data is already appended by zeros, and modulo with the divisor, and then it will create the remainder. And after that, put the remainder instead of the zero that you already added before, and then you get the code word. And then this is CRC check. You will receive this function will receive the code word and the CRC type. So this means you can put your code word that already generate, and you can want to check that is your code word is correct or not. And then it will generate by detect the error. Like they will modulo the divisor and the code word of yourself. And then if the remainder is not the zeros, it will detect the error. And if it's zero, it will say that it's no error. I generate a test case like this. If it have a is it a test case for the CRC gens, and it means it will generate you the final code word after that. like this. It will tell you receive data CSV type, the divisor, and then generate code word of yourself. Like this is add more for 4 bits after that. Okay, then is the test check for no error. This is the no error test check. That means this code word that I put is already correct. So my function has to check it to be no error anymore. And next is a check error. That means that this check is have an error in the code word. So my code have to detect the error like this. The syndrome should not be 0. And finally is the burst error. That is means I use the correct code word of myself and put it and flip the bit like in the position that more than the length of the divisor. And this means my function cannot detect this. So is the error code word, but my function is failed to detect. It will return to the syndrome 000.
Okay, so next is a program of checksum. For checksum code, the first method is checksum gen method. This method take a file name as an input and generate it a checksum based on the content of the file. This is the file that we input of this. And next, it read the file character by character, convert each character to the binary represent and calculate the checksum using an 8-bit binary addition algorithm. And the checksum is then invert. If 0 become 1 and vice versa. And append to the code word is a final result as it will be a code word and it will return the code word whether as a string. And the next is a checksum check method. This method verifies the checksum of the file against the provide checksum value. It will input the file and string of checksum value of previous checksum. For this method, it's similar to the checksum gen. It reads the file character by character and calculates the checksum using the same algorithm. It then compares the calculated checksum with the provide checksum value. If the complement of the calculated checksum is all ones, it indicates that checksum is valid, and for this, it's a thought for calculate that it will be complement or not. And the final result will be the checksum, the final result. And for the last method is the main. In the main method, checksum gen is a call and generate to generate a code word for the file name file1.txt. That is the file1.txt that is get checksum r. And then checksum check is called to verify the validity of the generate code word. Again, this the content of another file name is a file2 that is checksum, that is a file is different, and in it whether the validity check pass or fail based on the checksum. And this is a case of checksum fail because it's not the same value. But if this case is true, the checksum will be passed, and this program as basic complement of the checksum generate. And modification commonly used in data transmission to detect error in the transmission data.
Finally is the Hamming code. Hamming code have 2 core functions. First is the Hamming gen. That means if you receive, you can input the alphabet, but my code already provide for more than just one alphabet. You can input for 2 or other, and then it will change it to be the binary in that code. And then this code will generate it to have I have to know that which is the position of the redundancy bit that we will add on. And then this one is provide to check check the value of the data that will match for the redundancy bit and put redundancy bit for 0 or 1. Like if they have the 1 for the odd value, like all of the 1, it will mean that I have to put 1 in the redundancy bit, and it will receive the final cost. But we have to revert first, and then this is the what I test. I test like if we input the alphabet A, and it will generate like this. And next is Hamming code check. We receive the code word that already have a redundancy bit, so we have to check that which bit is error. How we can check? First, we will while loop that we have to check all redundancy bit. So it's for redundancy bit like this. It will check the value like the above code like this in this while loop. If I check it and I know that it has to be 1, but the redundancy bit is 0 at that positions, or it will check the error and it will add this function. It will add 1 to my new array, like the error array. And if it's correct, it will add 0. And then we will get the array of the final that this array contain the error in the positions. And after that, convert it to be in the base 10. And after we will know the function of the position that error like this. This test case is already correct. So it Hamming check is correct. Okay. And next is the position that I change these positions of from this, and it's correct that it know that is error in the position 6. Thank you.